So this is a two-part. And again, I'm just sort of playing with ideas, really. So there's this idea that one of the things that marks out human beings is speech, and what an incredibly sophisticated tool that speech is. Because often what is really communicated is not what is said, but the way it's said, and the context and all the kind of stuff that goes around it. In fact, in phenomenology, what people like Heidegger would say is that we actually constitute, reality through the way we talk about it. So in other words, we kind of talk that into being. But anyway, that's not my theme here is the idea that there are layers, and I'll just sort of set this up, illustrate, give you an example. It was when I was teaching in school, third school I worked at, and I had two girls, Natasha and her friend Lizzie, and they used to help out doing the basketball scoring. And the school I worked at there was split site, and I told them that Natasha that the game that night was on one site. In fact, I discovered the other, and I happened to know that she was in French, but this time she was a lower six, year 12, and I happened to know this period while I was free, and so I went along and just asked the teacher if I could just pop in and just tell her it was in a different site, which I did, and all that was fine. But the reason I'm telling you this is that the teacher, this French class, she was, I suppose, 26, 27, not particularly popular. A lot of the staff, I think she was, they considered a bit aloof, the kind of thing that happens. But anyway, so I went to the class, saw Natasha, said, we're not at this side, we're at the other side, and can you tell Lizzie? That's all very true. So she said, yeah, fine. And then I was on my way out. And as I was on my way out, there was this interchange. And I thought, for me, this illustrates sort of the layers of language so beautifully. So as I was on my way out, this sixth form student came in. She was a girl I knew quite well, actually, from previous years. I thought she's right, but I know a lot of teachers didn't like her. Principally probably because she's got a bit of a mind of her own, and basically didn't take any shit, really. So this girl came in, and so you've got to bear in mind, I suspect a lot of the children also felt this teacher was probably a little bit aloof, and I can imagine this girl was coming in late, probably did sort of rub up against her a little bit. And this girl came in, and it was just such a classic example for me of like a triple whammy of double meaning. So the girl comes in, and the first thing she says to the teacher, she says, "Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, miss." I can't remember what a feeble excuse it was. But I just thought what was so brilliant about it was so obvious. Well, I say obvious. My interpretation was that she wasn't in the least bit sorry that she was late at all. In fact, I suspect she didn't give a shit. So that was the first. Boom. Sorry I'm late, miss. And as I say, I'm convinced the way she did it, she didn't care. The second one, though, she didn't leave it that. She followed it up. And the woman, the teacher, tended to be, it was a bit sort of, I suppose, Laura Ashley. So, I don't know, what would you say, a bit formal? Anyway, so the girl comes in, maybe a bit old-fashioned. So she said, "I'm sorry I'm late, miss." And then she looks at the teacher and says, "Oh, I like your dress, miss." And you think, oh my God. Oh my God. So if there was subtext floating above her head, it seemed to me actually what she was saying was, that is seriously out of date. That's seriously square, miss. I don't know if kids say it's square these days. So that was the first boom. So we've got the "sorry I'm late," didn't mean that, in my opinion. Then we've got, "Oh, you look nice, miss. No, I like your dress, miss." Second one. And then, which was so great, she followed up with a third. And you've got to bear in mind, this girl, I suppose, what would she be? Yeah, lower 6 or 17. So I suppose, I mean, it's hard to say, isn't it? But chances are her mum, even if she had her at 20, would be 37. Probably, it's a very sort of generally middle class intake there. So chances are her mum was also, chances are her mum was at least 40, probably mid 40s. And also bear in mind the slightly aloof class teacher says, I think sort of mid to late 20s. And so she said, I'm sorry I'm late, don't think she meant that. I like your dress, don't think she meant that. But this is so brilliant, she said, yeah, my mum has got a dress like that. I said, oh, Christ almighty. Boom, boom, boom. Okay.